Excellency, Mr. Pinak Ranjan Chakraborty. I would like to call him Pinakda mostly. Nice to see you again after a long time. His Excellency, Mr. Bikram Doraisamy, the High Commissioner to Bangladesh. I have not met him, although talked over telephone. Would like to meet sometimes, but nice to see you virtually. And of course, our Honorable State Minister for Foreign Affairs, my very, very close, I would say, an affectionate Shahriar Alam, who has been very close to all of our activities. Let me first congratulate Asian Confluence for organizing this webinar just before a day of our Victory Day. It's a Victory Day for all of us here. We gained it together at a very high cost. As His Excellency, both Excellencies were talking about that, we had to shed blood, for getting this victory. Both Mukti Bahinis and the Indian soldiers really shed their blood on this occasion. I will really also want to congratulate Asian Confluence for doing such a pertinent survey. And as the survey says, 30% of the respondents really look for more economic cooperation. And I would really like to shed some light on that aspect, the economic cooperation. Normally, economic cooperation or interdependence is the closest between neighboring countries. And the current and the future prospects of this relationship has to be viewed in the context of their overall relationship, including historical, political, and strategic dimensions. Fortunately, the political relationship between the two neighbors is all-time high at the moment. We really stand on a very strong ground for this. This is demonstrated by the virtual summit of two heads of the governments day after tomorrow, when they will jointly inaugurate the resumption of the trans-border railway connectivity between Haldibari in Cooch Behar and Chilahati in Nilphamari districts after 55 years. This was closed after 1965 war. This only indicates that both sides have been putting people first in revamping the cross-border relationship. This will help not only reignite the regional trade and services, but also encourage people-to-people interactions through growing tourism. In fact, both countries are also engaging in improving infrastructures for enhanced road and waterways to make BBIN connectivity a reality. This move is symbolic of the imperative for greater focus on the cross-border connectivity in South Asia, which remains as one of the least integrated regions in the world even today. In fact, at the same time, they also show that there remains enormous potential to tap, as the survey was indicating. Fortunately for us, the governments of Bangladesh and India have been showing unprecedented level of willingness to cooperate. The joint statement of India and Bangladesh after the last visit of Bangladesh Premier to India revealed commitments to trade facilitation, including joint survey for economic partnership, MOUs between standards authorities, reduction of tariff barriers, cooperation in RMG and jute sectors. More importantly, commitments of support measures to create an enabling environment were also there. For example, enhanced road, air, and waterways, increasing development assistance, energy cooperation, education, and youth development. The key factors driving these prudent initiatives of cooperation are potential of reintegration of regional economy, developing borders as access points for integrated development, and above all, optimal utilization of the demographic dividend that both countries now have. As expected, both governments have continued to work together to materialize those commitments. Although things have not progressed as desired because of the pandemic at the moment, the achievements will certainly till date are quite encouraging. And as our state minister was mentioning, that things are still moving in the right direction despite the pandemic. For both countries, the employment implications of enhanced cooperation must be highlighted as much as possible, because we are talking about people to people cooperation, because both countries have huge population, have commendable growth, but are facing employment creation related challenges. Enhanced trade and investment will create jobs and result in increased inclusiveness of the respective growth processes. As you know, I'm a great fan of inclusive development and finance. So I'll be always pushing this agenda of inclusion. To this end, both parties should specifically consider collaboration for human resource development that would ensure supplying suitable human resources for one another. Another especially prospective area of integration is supply chain based participation. In fact, every 1% increase in global value chain means 1% growth in the per capita income. So I thought this is one area we should really push hard. The case of Bangladesh and Northeast India becomes especially relevant in this discussion. On the one hand, Northeast India has a strong advantage of supplying agro producers for the vibrant food processing industry in Bangladesh. On the other hand, Northeast India can also provide a market for the processed food exported by Bangladesh. This can indeed be a win-win for both the parties. Enhancing collaboration is as much a cultural issue as it is political. And to win in the cultural front, there is little to no alternative to fostering cultural exchanges. And tourism perhaps is the best answer to this question. Harnessing the political good will currently prevailing between the two neighbors should now specially emphasize promotion of ecotourism. Public sector investments over the recent years for enhancing connectivity will help to this end. Youths from both countries need to be encouraged to travel to the neighboring country for cultural learning. Universities may sign special MOUs to facilitate such cultural exchanges.
Dr. Rahman, you need to wind up now.
I'll be doing it very fast. India is growing investor in Bangladesh because they are investing in a lot of special zones, economic zones, and they are also since the Padma Bridge is becoming visible, their investment in Mongla Special Economic Zone will be so important actually for both the countries. And I only want that they should push implementation of this as fast as possible. I'll just touch on the last point is that, as you know, we have been enjoying the benefits of border hearts. And I thought cross-border trade in the border hearts leads to better security and economic prosperity. And I was one of the central bank governors who were pushing this and organizing this. And we have seen that border hearts are helping in achieving greater cooperation between India and Bangladesh in areas where local communities are the key drivers. Informal trade has really come down since the border trades have taken off in those areas. And I feel they can further facilitate trade between two countries on health and hygiene product, etc. And there can be a huge, in a long run, benefits of the border hearts, in the coming days. And border heart is now a once a week formal market, which allows people from both countries to come in. This could as well be a precursor for a border economic, special economic zones. And I'm looking forward to that in the coming days, we will have a border economic zones in the experience of this. Finally, the potential for cooperation for faster and sustainable economic growth is unlimited. Both countries are now politically poised to develop the infrastructure for desired level of cooperation. Together, the two countries can certainly move ahead with caution and humility. And with these few words of optimism, thank you so much.